Hi guys, Sixth Sun, the ownership. So having established that the word ship relates to a group or a collective, any word with ship in the end of it, so I'm guessing that it might be belief or a collective idea in something that relates to a group or a meme in our society. From what I gather, if this belief is not balanced, then that is something that creates chaos for us in our realm as individuals, until such time that we can bring our view into a balanced view. So I'm taking ownership as an example for two reasons. The first being that in the Aztec teachings, they say that as part of the sixth sun coming in, it will need us to break down the illusions of the fifth sun reality, which would be depicted through the destruction of economic, political, religious, social, environmental, and psychological. That which we consider the foundations of a society being destroyed. So economic was first on the list. And then secondly, I picked this subject of ownership because I had a dream many years ago where my higher self or a higher being tried to explain to me in a dream format, and I related to how it was shown to me. So in this dream, a higher being came and asked me to escort them to the markets. We went together. He had a wheelbarrow full of cowpats, and we walked about and found a man selling oranges. These oranges were arranged beautifully in a pile like a pyramid, and the higher being was selecting the oranges out of the pile randomly, making them all fall about. He selected about 10, and then he asked the stallholder how many cowpats that would be. The stallholder and him came to an agreement of 3 cowpats. So the higher being put his hands into the barrel and started handing the shit over. Then he turned to me and he told me money was shit. He told me that since the introduction of the credit system, that it had created an imbalance in all things, as people were now buying things with money that they hadn't yet earned. Then by the time they went to pay for things, those things held no value anymore, and they no longer wanted to do the work to pay the thing off. So it was no longer an exchange of energy, but simply a sinkhole, and our society did not consider anything of any value anymore, as it was so easily gained. When I woke up, I thought about a time when I was much younger, and I can remember a friend's family wanting a TV grown. Little did they know back then. Anyway, this guy would go to work every week and put the money into the tin at the end of the week, and the family would sit down and count up how much they'd save and work out excitedly how long it would take them to purchase the TV. They also planned creative family projects. The kids would journey off in different directions to earn money here and there, put money into the tin, washing cars and making lemonade to sell from stalls. The mother was in on it too. She was making curtains out of different materials that people kept donating to her. So at the end of the 4 months, they had enough money to purchase the TV. But this journey created so much excitement and fulfillment for the whole family. And by the time they purchased it, it was great. They loved it. They loved the TV. So anyway, coming back to myself. So later that morning, I went to do psychic readings. It was at a local waterfront market, and I was sharing the tent with a friend. A woman came into the tent with her husband, and the woman took the seat opposite the friend and requested a reading. And the man that was with her sat in the chair opposite me. And I asked him if he wanted a reading, and his reply to me was, "No, I don't believe in that shit." He was occupying the chair, which would prohibit me from making money, so I had 2 choices. I could either tell him to leave, or I could have a discussion with the guy. I decided to just accept that he was sat there, so I told him about the dream that I had last night about the market and the higher being. And he looked at me and he was gobsmacked, and he said to me, "Do you know what I do for a living?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I am the biggest manufacturer in business in this city making manure."